You're now listening to Sound Talent Media. Check out more shows at soundtalentmedia.com.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like Skims or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. It's home of ShopPay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/income.
Get in the game with the college-branded Venmo debit card. Wreck your team with every tap and earn up to 5% cash back with Venmo Stash, a new rewards program from Venmo. No monthly fee, no minimum balance, just school pride and spending power. Get in the game and sign up for the Venmo debit card at venmo.com/collegecard. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. Select schools available. Venmo Stash terms and exclusions apply at venmo.me/stash terms. Max $100 cash back per month.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Tone Mob Podcast. I hope you are all feeling groovy and doing well wherever this audio file is meeting your ears. This week, and for the next little bit here, the show is going to be slightly different than what you're used to hearing. This time, I'm talking to my friend Jordan Buckley, who came on the podcast late 2024, early 2025, and proceeded to have the most downloaded episode of the whole year. For those of you who are not familiar, Jordan is a member of the band Better Lovers, and he is also a graphic artist. A very good one, I might add. I first became familiar with Jordan through his band Every Time I Die, a Buffalo-based hardcore band that was extremely influential to me and a lot of my friends. They were an incredible band that unfortunately had a very public and ugly end. Now, it wasn't my intention to dig into any of that, and I think that'll be pretty clear in this first hour here, but Jordan and I started going into some things that haven't really been discussed, and to be perfectly transparent with you, the listener, as I'm recording this right now, we are still discussing how much of this we want to release. We went to break for the Patreon bonus section and ended up having an extremely long and extremely detailed conversation. And yeah, it was far beyond what I expected out of this recording. And I think it was far beyond what Jordan expected out of this recording as well. So the plan is to release everything, but in full transparency, maybe now is not the time for that. So we're going to release part 1 publicly right here, right now. There's nothing too salacious on this part. It's a pretty standard Tone Mob episode. And Jordan and I will discuss how to proceed moving forward. It's not something I ever expected would be discussed on this podcast. It's not something that I anticipated when I started this show, is that I would have conversations that unfold in this way. And he's a really good guy. We had a lot of offline conversation as well. And I just want to tell this story the right way whenever he's ready to do so. But like I said, part 1, pretty standard Tone Mob fare. So without further ado, let's get into this part 1 with Jordan Buckley. Here we go. We're in it now. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Tone Mob Podcast, the show that pretends to be about guitars, but sometimes isn't. I'm your host, Blake Weiland, and with me today, I have returning the most requested guest from our last podcast. How would I say that? Since he came on the show, he has been by far the most requested guest to come back, most downloaded and listened to episode of last year. technically it was, it was released late 2024, early 2025.
24? Okay.
Yeah. So Jordan,
Hey.
Buckley, what is going on?
It's because I don't re-listen to podcasts ever, but I do remember having a very nice conversation with you. I remember keeping it 100, and then your listeners probably appreciated that. And so yeah, thanks for coming back.
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly what we talked about, but yeah, I do remember having a very, very lovely exchange with you. And so yeah, I mean, of course, who wouldn't want us back together again?
That's right. The universe might want to try to keep us apart because it knows that together would be too powerful.
I know. Blake,
but we're not. We are
Did
not.
you get any, what kind of nicknames did you have a kid?
As a kid,
Yeah.
I a lot of B-dub, a lot of just my last name, just Weiland. That's kind of
4 or 5 seconds from Weiland is what I would call you if I was we were in high school together.
I like that.
Blake Tahoe.
Blake Tahoe.
You're from Portland, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you got a lot of lakes up there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Right.
None of them are as famous though. Like we got some lakes.
Late in life nicknames.
I'm sure they'll show up.
Yeah.
The most recent one is.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say the most recent one is the Portland Cube, because I'm somewhat cube shaped and I'm from Portland.
Well, you need to explain that. Well, I only get to see you in a cube right now, so you only see me in a cube. So
that's true.
There are 2 cubes in a pod right now.
We'll figure it out one of these days where we can meet in person and really get off to the real races, as it were.
That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So Jordan, you've been a busy guy since we last spoke, and I know, like, when we last talked, we were kind of talking about some gear stuff later in the episode, and you'd mentioned that for a long time, gear wasn't really your thing. You just kind of plugged into what you were going to plug into and go.
Plug and play.
And now that's starting to evolve slightly, if I'm reading the room correctly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's almost disrespectful to your craft if you don't take it more seriously. And I really honed in on that very charming, I don't know what I'm doing. I just hear riffs and then I make those riffs. And that's, got me very far, and I'm still a believer in that. But I also just want to learn more. I really think that being in a band with Will Putney is a major shift in my mindset. Yeah, he's absolutely like my guitar mentor, my musical mentor, and he's just made knowledge of gear, of music. He's a music theory guy. He knows everything. Like I'll just have a riff, and he'll just be like, "Wait, put your ring finger on this note instead," and like without even hearing it first. He knows what it will sound like, and he'll know that it'll be better. It's absolutely amazing. I'm in awe of this guy. I'm so grateful to be in a band with him. And then you look around and you realize, oh man, I'm in a band with all just brilliant musicians. Steve is unbelievable on bass. Goose is an absolutely amazing drummer. I cannot believe the things he does with his body. Like there's times where I'll listen to a demo of a song and like just for fun, I'll be like, how many years would it take me to be able to do this? Like if I just stopped everything I was doing and tried to learn the drums, how many decades would it take before I could actually play a Better Lover song? And then Greg is his bag of tricks. I really, 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 really enjoyed my time with Greg. He is, one time I heard 2 different voices coming out of him at the same time. I'm just in awe of these people, and so it inspires you to be like, well, maybe this charming, I don't know what I'm doing, just thing is like, let's low key actually learn what we're doing. And so yeah, I've been practicing and playing for fun more than ever. A lot of guitar players will just get home and they won't even open their guitar. Like their guitar case will stay closed from the time they get home from the airport till the time they leave for the airport. And I've definitely gone through those phases for sure, where you get home from a tour and you're like, I don't want to see this thing. But it's just a new appreciation. And then, also ESP gives me guitars. How cool is that? Like, I feel like I owe it to them. Like, there's people out there that would kill to be in my position, get free guitars, and be able to make music with brilliant people. And I get to do that. And it's more of an appreciation of the life I have that makes me want to really take some old guitars. Like, hold on, I got this guy.
All right.
Hold on. And so I got this Gibson Firebird, right?
So cool.
And I've had this. And I've had it for a long time. It was a gift from my dad. And it's just been the cool thing on the wall. I've never played it at a practice. I've never brought it on tour. I was, almost felt disrespectful to bring it. It's so beautiful to bring it out. And then, you get a little wiser with your age, and you're just like, what? This thing shouldn't be on a wall. This thing should be played. This thing should. Are you kidding me? This isn't a picture. This is a beautiful guitar. So, yeah, man. It's about not looking at it like a job and looking at it like you really get to really tap into some really cool things that provide really great opportunities. And so that's really just made it, like they say, if you enjoy your job, you never work a day in your life. And I have a great job, so I just want to enjoy it.
I can relate to that in a lot of ways, because I sort of went a different way with, I still have that, like, I don't really know what I'm doing on the guitar thing. Like, I really don't. And I'm severely undereducated on actually playing it. I know I put finger here. I like sound. And like, that's like,
yeah.
Some people be like, what chord is that? And I'm like, it's, I feel like, Phoebe in Friends, she's like, it's the bear claw. I'm like,
right.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know what it is. But I have, like, through this now being my job, I play guitar more than ever for the last decade. Like, I really enjoyed it a lot, but I was at a regular job. I wasn't playing guitar nearly as much. And I've learned that, like, a lot of the work that, like, gets done is just from picking the instrument up. I'm way better than ever, even though my knowledge isn't really improved. But just technically speaking, my hands move better on the guitar than they ever have. If you watch my videos, you might say, well, that's not great. But, like, it's still, I'll take any improvement, right? And I think some of that is just, like, spending more time with the instrument, even though it doesn't feel like it's doing anything when you just kind of are farting around with a new pedal or something. It is doing something for you.
Yeah, I know you have kids. And another thing that got me readjusted on my outlook is his dedication to baseball. And, a lot of times, what I love about parenting is you kind of get smacked with this, like, wait a minute, am I being a hypocrite right now? Because how am I telling him to practice this? And how am I telling him about the importance of muscle memory? And how am I telling him about the importance of reps and repetition and, putting in the extra work, and then expecting it to not completely relate to my guitar playing? Like, how am I supposed to actually tell myself that I'm going to get better and better and better and better and better without practicing still? Like, I'm not at the age where I'm like, I don't need to practice. I mean, yeah, there's definitely songs where I can play them with my eyes closed, and because of the amount of, but that's because of the practice. That's because of the, your 10,000 hours, or it's because of you start to look at shows like practice. Sound checks are practice. And so I convinced myself of that. I practice at shows. I practice at sound checks. I practice when we, at the studio. But no, man, as of late, I've just been grabbing the guitar whenever I'm sitting down. It also keeps you away from scrolling, which is never a bad thing at all. I'd rather just do little configurations and fun little patterns than scroll. But conversely, unfortunately, I actually have found a lot of my algorithm knows that I want to learn more about guitar. So I keep seeing cool techniques. I keep seeing cool pedals, and me and Will send stuff back and forth to each other. And I just saw one clip of like some guy basically took the frets and he cut them in half. He put like another metal bar fret in between the frets. So now there's just like even more notes. And I was like, this is going to be trouble.
Yeah, getting microtonal with it or whatever that's called.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I've got enough frets to deal with. I don't know if I need more options.
Will's biggest criticism of my writing style, and it's totally warranted, is that I read a lot of just like eighth note parts that are just and like patterns, and I'll try to mix in, not eighth notes, and I'll try to get out of it, or at least I'll try to make it interesting, or I'll try to not just be the whole time, and I'm just like, oh man, now I got even more eighth notes for you, Will. Even more eighth notes.
Yes, here they come. I get it. I kind of understand that eighth note kind of principle. I've actually been trying to work on just like slowing down. Well, part of it's because like I'm listening to some slower music, like some more doomy stuff and Deftones and things like that. And it's like, I'm like, I could play, not that I've ever been a speedy player necessarily, but I'm like, I could slow down and it's still cool. And so I've been doing a lot of droning on just kind of finding chords that have a name certainly, but that I probably don't know the name of. And I'm also playing in different tunings and stuff too, so it's all out the window at this point. But a lot of slower stuff is kind of what I've been doing as of late, which is surprising.
That's awesome. That's really fun. Have you listened to the new Neurosis?
No, I haven't yet, but it's on the list.
Yeah, same. I get daily texts from my one friend. Have you listened to it yet? Like, no? Okay. Give me a second.
It's one of those things where like that's an album I don't really want to take in chunks. I want to listen to the whole thing in one go and have a solid experience with it.
Yeah, he texted me while I was experimenting with the ring my bell theory. Have you heard about this one? I saw this one online. Okay, so I'm like a desert crystal energy. That's my shit. I love that. And so the song "Ring My Bell," it has been studied by quantum physicists that study music and the vibration of the music. And this specific song raises your vibration higher than any other song to the point, specifically at the beginning of the song is, boo! You hear these, boo! It's such an annoying song, but you hear that and you're just like doing this. And like the thing on Instagram or whatever was like, listen to this 5 times. And I promise you amazing things will just start falling in your lap. And like by noon, I had gotten like 3 like financial, the greatest news, not just one random thing, like 3, literally felt like, and so now I'm just like, I gotta listen to this song. So I go and pick up my kids for school, I put, so yeah, my friend's like, you listen to the new Neurosis yet? I'm like, no, I'm actually on Ring My Bell, but don't worry, I only have three left.
Well, let's see.
There's some lore that it's like banned from casinos for that reason, but I don't know if that's true.
Really? So I've probably heard this song maybe 5 times in my life because I was like, what is this? So I was Googling it while you were talking about it because I was like, this sounds familiar, but I'm not familiar.
Yes.
No, I've heard this song before. Yeah. I know what this is. Yeah. But I have never sat down and listened to it 5 times in a row. Like I said, probably 5 times in my entire adult life that I can remember.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
Well, hey.
Like it was very shocking. I love when the universe. Oh, sorry. No swearing. I'm sorry. I tried to wash my mouth.
The thing is like, it can't hurt, right? What's it going to hurt?
Right.
Give it a try. Worst case scenario is like, I didn't really care for that song and I listened to it and burned 20 minutes of my day.
You're in a good mood after it. Like, even if like you don't get some crazy tax return out of nowhere, you still are like,
at least it's a mood elevator.
Right,
you know what I
right.
find is a big mood elevator, even for my gray Pacific Northwest existence, that I think is a little underrated. Not to get all woo-woo out just all the way out the gate for everybody, but simply going outside. Like literally like just walking out on your porch for a second and being not indoors for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't even have to do anything. Just you can walk around if you want, or just I tend to walk around. But I've realized like I was kind of I hurt my foot and I was kind of it's pretty much better now. But I was trying to take it easy on it, and I was just like, man, I'm kind of like feeling the doldrums a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, it's because you've been just on the couch for like a day and a half. And I was like, well, just go sit outside instead for a little bit. And I was like, oh, that's all it was. I
Have
just
you ever done
didn't
like
go outside.
the walking on grass and bare feet kind of thing?
I have. I'm not sure. Like, that's one of those things where I'm like, that can't be. But at the same time, when you do it, you're like, well,
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same as the ring my bell thing. It's just like, oh, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, I get it. And then once you start really kind of believing in all that stuff, you kind of find it everywhere. And I know Matt Collins he was ex-Bill on the Patriots now. Like, he kind of makes it look a little corny because he like refuses to wear shoes and like he'll walk on cement in the winter with bare feet. But you don't have to go that far. But yeah, I definitely feel like I get benefits when I walk around barefoot in the grass.
Hey, Rocky.
What's up, Vincent?
Did you hear about the latest?
Latest what?
The latest drop from Maris. It's totally insane.
No, tell me more.
Maris just released Enzo X.
What's that?
Enzo X is a supernova expansion from the original Enzo into the highest quality and most flexible studio synthesizer ever created in a pedal format.
Whoa!
Enzo X combines 5 synth types, 5 drives, 3 reverbs, and 5 modulations. It also includes a full 2.5 second stereo delay, all in one pedal.
That sounds hard to use.
It's not. The UI is from the same family as the Mercury X and the LVX. It's super easy to dive in and see exactly what you are tweaking in real time.
Oh, I see. It's right there on the screen.
Yep.
Is it just for guitars, though?
Nope. You can plug almost anything into the Enzo X, including your MIDI controller.
That sounds incredible. Where do I get it?
You can pick up Enzo X online at maris.us or at any of their fine retailers across the globe.
Did you just say across the globe?
They know what I meant.
Wait, are we getting paid for this?
I'm still waiting on that cash money from last time.
He better at least give us pizza for dinner.
I'm not giving him his Enzo X back until he does.
For more information, make sure you check out maris.us, and apparently I have to go order a pizza. How exactly do artists get their music on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, all these services? How in the world do you get your music there? Well, in the past, you had to use something called a record label. But these days, you can use DistroKid. DistroKid is the absolute easiest way to get your music up on streaming services, and it's the most affordable way to do so. Not only do plans start at $22.99 for the entire year, that's less than $2 a month, DistroKid also does not take a cut of your streaming revenue, unlike some other services out there. Even better if you sign up by going to tonemob.com/distrokid. That's tonemob.com/distrokid. One more time, that's tonemob.com/distrokid. You'll get 30% off. That's right, 30% off their already extremely reasonable prices. So go to tonemob.com/distrokid and get your music out there. We are brought to you today by Sweetwater, specifically the Gear Exchange. You may have heard about this. This is a place where you can go to buy and sell your used gear. Maybe you got a pedal over there that's just kind of collecting dust. Maybe there's something you've been eyeing from the Sweetwater catalog. Well, right now is a great time to turn that unused gear into something you're actually going to use. Even better, if you sell on the Gear Exchange, you can keep 100% of the sale as long as you choose a Sweetwater gift card as your payout method. That is not too shabby because, Let's be honest, most of this buying and selling we do is just to fund new gear purchases, and that is a great way to reach a wide variety of customers and keep 100% in your pocket, or rather on your pedal board. So go check out the Sweetwater Gear Exchange and turn that unused gear into something that's actually going to help you write that next huge riff. I think that the what really changed my mind, I guess, for lack of a better term. Because I was never anti that. I just thought, that seems kind of silly. But when you think about when you were a kid, how often you were in dirt, and touching dirt and trees and other stuff pretty often, right? And then as an adult, and unless you're working in the trades, which I think that's probably what part of it was. I was in the trade, so I was like, I'm in dirt all the time. What are you talking about? Yeah. But as I changed to this, I realized how often I'll go months without actually contacting the ground.
Okay. Yeah. That's not how. You gotta fix that, Blake. You gotta fix that. Even just I know I'm strategically set up to have a nice background, but as you can tell, I'm a houseplant guy. Look at these. Look at these guys. This is my life now. I'm a plant buyer. I buy plants, but I also my first job. I want to say my first job was at a nursery, and I was the guy that loaded the dirt into the back. You brought me your receipt. You bought the stuff in the store, Majeski's Nursery, Clinton Road. You bought the stuff in the nursery, and then you came back to the loading area, and you gave me your ticket, and then I put the bags of dirt, the bags of stone, into your trunk. And on slow days or whatever, they would take me, because we also did landscaping for people's homes, and so every once in a while I'd get picked to go and do that. And yeah, man, it's just so peaceful. You look back on it that was when I was most happy in my entire life, and I almost had this weird retirement plan where I'm just my last job ever is just gonna be landscaping, even though I know that your body is probably gonna give up before you can be any good at hauling shrubs around. But and my mom's a big gardener. That's where I get my nature boy side comes from, and it's been a part of my life. And it when you're not in it, and when it's been too long since you've been in it, you don't know why you feel off. And then once you get back to it, you're like, oh, okay. I just needed to go camping. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a real thing, but and I just didn't think about it that much because, like I said, I was in it all the time already. Right. So I'm like, well, I don't feel like that's gonna make me feel any better.
Plus, Portland, I feel like you don't know how much is legit and how much is just that Portlandia stereotype of kookiness. You know what I mean? Like when you're like, okay, I know this is kooky, but trust me, it's not just like Portlandia, Fred Armisen kooky. It's actually, it's got benefits.
Yeah, exactly. And we make a point as a family to try to go out into, I'll tell you, until I started doing this podcast, I think, because I grew up here, I very much took it for granted. Right. And it wasn't until I had friends that were on tour coming into town, I'd be like, let me drive you out to this random place that I like to eat. And we were going through these canyons. I was with Brian Venable from Lucero, and he's become a buddy through the show, which is great. He's a cool guy. And we were driving through this canyon, and he's just like, whoa. I'm like, what? He's like, man, you live here? This is crazy. And I'm like, I drove this road literally thousands of times and didn't think anything of it until that moment. And I looked around and I was like, whoa, this is actually, this is kind of like the Shire. This is legit. It's weird. I was in my 30s. I'm going I didn't appreciate all of this fully, I don't think, until then, that moment.
Yeah, that's what's fun about growing up, too, is that you reappreciate things just like that. I live out in the desert, and I love it for that reason. It's beautiful. And then, but I was just back in Buffalo last week. You know, I own, me and Steve own a bar out there, a pub called the Buffalo Tap House, and I like taking my kid out to see his grandparents. And so it was still it was still snowing, and so you get that hibernation that I haven't been able to get out here in the desert. You know, you get out there. We got off the couch. I got off the couch to go to the greatest hockey game ever. I don't know if you follow hockey, but the Buffalo Sabres are good, and quite possibly the best game in arguably some might say Sabre history was a couple weeks ago. We beat Tampa Bay 8-7. There was like 300 minutes of fighting. It was my kid's first game, so I'm just like, okay, this is the best first game of hockey ever. But unfortunately, you can never go to another hockey game because there's nothing that's ever going to compare to that. We were up by 3 twice. We were down by 2 twice. And then we ended up winning. It was unbelievable. And like, I think maybe that was one of like 3 times that I got off my parents' couch, because like you get back I'm so surrounded by just a different kind of nature, a very energetic, a very warm, just, you know, I love the landscape and the territory out here. And then you get back to cold and snow and you go, oh my God, I can't remember the last time I rested. Oh my God, like then we just went so hard for 3 years. I got on my parents' couch and I was just like, I felt like I got 3 years of decompressing. And at first you feel bad because you're like, am I lazy? What's going on? Am I procrastinating? But it's just like there's certain parts of nature. And I think just being in the cold, being in the snow, being at home just made me go, holy crap. I've been running on empty for quite some time now. So yeah, I feel rejuvenated.
Yeah. I think sometimes a change of scenery, just like, you know, whatever that happens to be for you, shaking up the norm can do that. And man, if you've been going that hard for 3 years, it's okay to take a couple days.
Yeah, just letting yourself. You gotta let yourself rest. You can't do what we were doing all the time. You have to. So I'm rested up, man. I'm good to go.
Good to go.
Out of the cannon.
Yeah. Looking to what's next. And I guess that's a good question. What do you think is next?
Yeah. You know, like, I'm sure you'd feel, by the way, as your guests know, I keep it 100 at all times.
Yes.
So feel free.
At all times.
At all times. It's just, don't even ask me on your podcast if you expect anything less. So feel free to ask me anything and everything. I have nothing to hide. I haven't really been online much. It kind of, I think that might have added to the hibernation was, I kind of hit a little bit of a depression about a month ago when all this change of Better Lovers stuff happened. And so I have not been online. I go online to post. I draw cats now. My life is wild. So I draw, for people who don't know, I can draw.
Very well.
Thank you. And I kind of bop around from what I've drawn shoes, I've drawn drum heads, I've done NFTs, I've done murals, I've done paintings, T-shirts, posters, and currently, for some reason, there's just a back stock of requests that people want to pay me to draw their cats. And so I'm allergic to cats. I don't even like cats. Like my childhood friend Matt Brem had a cat. And you know how much it sucks to know that like your childhood best friend, like you're gonna get itchy eyes at the sleepover. You want to have the sleepover because there's nothing better than having the sleepover at your childhood best friend's house, but you're gonna get the itchy eyes. So I guess this is my way of bonding with that kind of animal. Because I was like, fuck you, screw these cats. I'm a dog guy, but now I've been able to, through this weird part of my life, I've been very Cats are a part. I feel like a weird cat lady, but just without any cats. I'm looking at pictures of cats all day. I'm telling them, oh, can you send me a picture from this angle? Okay, send me a picture. I'm printing them out so that I can draw them. I'm like surrounded with other people's pictures of their cats. And no, I haven't really been on. I don't really, I'll read what people send me because that's how I get work. People are either telling me, I want to pay you money to draw this, or they're re-traumatizing me. It's one or the other. But no, I'll talk about. So I don't know what people are saying. I don't know what people want to know. I don't know what's going on. So feel free to ask me anything. I saw Josh the other day posted something about, I guess, like people thought he was going to be the Better Lover singer, like to the point where he had to like address it. Mm-hmm. And so I was talking to him. I was like, oh, so you just like, he's like, yeah, well, I want to make sure that this last 68 tour gets, doesn't have some weird rumor around it. And I want to also, he's like, whoever's next for you guys, I don't want them to have to like deal with this. And I'm just like, oh, so you just like address rumors, huh? I'm on year 5 of people thinking that I tried to like kick Keith out of Every Time I Die. Maybe I should take this. Maybe I should have been doing this the whole time. But yeah, I didn't know it got that bad. And you never know what to address. Like take for example, like twice last year, I post something, and then in the comments I get accused of it being AI art. Oh, and it's not. Mm-hmm. And then so you're like, okay, the first time it just gets you blood red mad and it just gets on your skin. And you're just like, are you effing kidding me? I just spent 50 hours on this thing, and someone's just gonna be like, no, you didn't. So that like literally like almost lost a night of sleep. One person accusing me of AI, like I'm like steaming in bed. And then like the second time it happened, I was like, okay, so now I have to. Addressing things that aren't true is so weird because you have to take energy that you could be putting into good things, moving on with your life, I literally have to stop making art to address how I make art with the people that claim I don't make art. Like at some point, like you're addressing a rumor is hindering you from living your life. Because you're actually taking time out of your day, you're actually giving it energy, and so it's always been weird, very weird. That's kind of been my mind frame for a very long time. It's just like, no, that's so stupid, that's so silly. I'm not wasting energy. But then things, I guess, get out of control to the point where Josh is like actually making a post about it, and I'm like, oh, dang, I did not know. So that line of when do you address something, when don't you, it's always. I can't even say it's been fuzzy. I can just say it's never been there for me because I don't really know where it is, when it is, how big it is, if it really exists, who actually sees it, this thing. So, point being, I'll keep it 100. The point of that story is I'll keep it 100. Yeah. Whatever you want to know.
Yeah, well, it's interesting that you say that because I kind of just, I don't know, I exist in the internet.
Yeah.
That's my job. That's what I do. Yeah. And I sometimes wish that it wasn't, but at the same time, it's brought me a lot more positives than negatives. And I realize that may not be the same case for everybody. But I've always kind of approached it with different ideas and goals too. Like, I didn't have a personal Facebook page till I started doing this stuff. Mm-hmm. So I was like a decade behind everybody, even though that's the old man platform now.
It's funny you say that because I was just saying this in Australia. I did an interview, and I this came up too because I don't have Facebook, and I never did. I have the page because you had to have a Facebook page in order to be to have a business page.
Yes.
Right? And so if I needed to like update Every Time I Die's Facebook page, I needed to have my own Facebook page. And I just remember going on and like within the first like hour of having Facebook, I just came across like people making fun of me. And I'm just like, I'm out of here. What do I do? What am I doing this for? And I never used Facebook. I would update the Every Time I Die stuff. I never got into comments, and so it's just so funny to think about, like, what if that had never happened? What would my life be like if I was full blown Facebook guy in the early 2000s, and where would I be right now, or how would my life be different? It's crazy. So anyway, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's just, and it's less on the Tone Mob content side. That doesn't really have a lot of weird rumors or stuff. But on the Stringjoy side, it's crazy how many like elaborate conspiracies there are that we have to address from time to time. Okay. One being like, because there's like an old Gear Page thread about it when we were a custom shop and not manufacturing. People are like, they don't make their stuff. It's out in California. And then we like have videos of the shop and like the process and like people doing it. And like before AI was a big thing, the rumor was like, oh, they actually just film content in this manufacturer and they don't actually have it. As if it would somehow be like easier to manufacture in California than in Tennessee for some reason, which is obviously not true. And then it was like this big conspiracy. I'm like, man, I'm not going to work that hard to trick you into paying $12 for something. That's like I just go get a job. Like that's crazy. And so that rumor comes up once in a while. And then the other thing is just like that Scott is an AI, because some of the latest ads were shot on an iPhone in cinematic mode. Okay. And that kind of like does the fake blurry background and stuff. And I think that's the main reason, but like there's a few that he definitely. Yeah, go ahead.
You think you're AI?
They think it's not usually at me. It's usually at my partner Scott, who's in like the ads and stuff for Stringjoy all the time.
Like if you turn out to be AI, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so freaking mad. I gave you this cool new nickname. We've already, we've already had 44 minutes of a good conversation. If you turn out to be AI, I'm going to be so mad.
Or impressed.
No. Maybe eventually. Maybe after enough therapy, I'll learn to appreciate you.
If I turn out to be AI, I think I will be the most upset out of anyone.
Yeah.
As mad as my wife would be. Yeah.
You wouldn't. Oh no, it's getting to that point. Mm-hmm. Like, does AI know it's AI? I heard. I don't even want to talk about it. It makes me so sad. It's terrifying.
But he gets accused of being AI all the time. Mm-hmm. We have this ad running where he like kind of shows you like, here's where a string starts and it goes on this machine and blah 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 blah. And people are constantly like, that's an AI. And I'm like, is it because he's got too gorgeous of hair or something? Is it the filter? I don't know what it is, but
I think it's also like it touches on an insecurity in people. I think it reminds me of like when people would see someone in good shape and be like, oh, they use steroids. And well, you might be right, but also like, how bummed are you if you dedicate your body or in your life to working out and exercising, and then people that just don't accuse you of juicing. It's kind of like you almost have to start taking it as a compliment. You have to start taking it like, these people see your product, they see your business, they see you creating something great for the world, and it strikes this part of them, I think, that they're a little insecure about what they're contributing to the world, and they just want to call everything that they deep down think that they cannot do AI. But that's like maybe looking way too much into it. I mean, my friend just she got like a 50, and she went back, she's like training to be some gnarly engineering job. And she got like a 50 on this assignment because the teacher was like, you use AI for this drawing. And she just didn't. Like, I would quit. I would like, what do you mean you're going back to class? I would quit. Oh my God. I would take off my own head and I would kick it across the street. I would be so mad if I spend all this time on school that you don't even need to be going to. You're choosing to do it so that you can level up your life, have this amazing job once you get out, and now you just have some teacher being like, no, you didn't. Like, what do you even do? The frustration. See, I have a vein, and it only comes, I don't know, I think it only comes out when I do a podcast, but I would have a lot of veins in my neck popping out if I ever did an assignment and then failed it because the teacher just claimed I didn't.
And what are the odds that the teacher, I mean, I'm not trying to accuse anyone of anything necessarily, but what are the odds that the teacher ran that particular project through an AI detection software and it said, yeah, it must be?
I don't. Oh, that's another, I got accused of that. The first time I posted it was a Better Lovers shirt. And someone's like, sorry, man, I put it through the software. What?
Like, wait, you put it through the AI to tell you it's AI?
Oh, the AI told you it was the AI. Okay. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Hello there. I'd like to introduce you to your new best friend, the Chase Bliss Audio Lossy. Lossy is a collaboration between Chase Bliss and Goodhertz. And it's meant to give you some control over those weird digital artifacts that come with very compressed audio. You're hearing it right now. All the changes that are taking place are strictly coming from my playing dynamics. I'm just interacting with the pedal and letting it do its thing. In some true stereo goodness. If you'd like some more details about Lossy, I'd invite you to head over to chaseblissaudio.com. I think you're going to like what you find.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
The AI that steals from me told you that it didn't steal from me? Okay.
I'm like not trying to be like AI is totally useless and everybody should boycott everything. I understand the concept and I understand the sentiment. But like the reality is like we can't avoid it, unfortunately, unless we do go into a cabin.
AI art is my favorite oxymoron because art has to have heart and it has to have soul. And AI art, literally, it's impossible for it to have heart. It is impossible for it to have soul, which makes AI art my favorite oxymoron. And I even said this to someone, or I put this in a reply to someone, that I think the fact that I have so many people wanting me to make them real art is not a coincidence. I think that people appreciate AI art is making people appreciate real art more than ever. It's making people go, oh, there's a human element to what humans can do that AI will never be able to do. And yeah, I mean, it's just sloppy. I'm not trying to be a hater. I see it and I'm just not impressed with it. I'm just really not. I mean, sometimes someone will send me something that's funny.
Right.
I mean, I hate to say it, Okay, so check this out. I was in like Target and I just, this was back when I was on Twitter. I haven't used Twitter all year. I like to take, for New Year's, my New Year's resolution is to just do every single healthy thing possible. Cut out every single unhealthy thing and then just kind of see how long I can last. And so I cut out, scrolling and social media and every single top to bottom healthy thing. And this must have been last year, or actually she did just a little bit, because when the Bills were in the playoffs, I go to Twitter to find like Bills information, and I like to see people talking about the Bills. And one time I was looking for I think like the Bills just beat the Jaguars. The game was amazing, and there's people just trashing AI art. I guess my algorithm knows I like to see people trashing AI art, and so all I said was, I love how much everyone hates AI, and I was actually just talking about art. I just was in line at Target. I forgot to say the word art. I woke up the next day. You can go to my account and check. I had like 80,000 likes and retweets. And like, that's a lot for me. I never, like 80,000 means you've reached, like you've gone beyond your whatever the algorithm usually shows to people. And it was kind of fun. At first I was like, oh my God, last time I'm like, this is going to invite some crazies. I've been through a couple events where crazies have been invited into my life. And then it just was funny because I guess once you've been through it, it's just, you can go through stuff so much easier. But yeah, there were the people, the defenders and the haters. The people that love AI art hate people that hate AI art so much. They hated this, and I'm in bed, like, I can't believe what I'm reading right now. I cannot believe these people hate me, and I'm just laughing at it, because then, like, they might be AI. These people that are
a lot of them are.
Yeah. So it's like I found it very entertaining. I didn't find it scary at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and it's one of those things that, it's like flash in the pan, right? It's a little different than like something happens, that's actually related to you. This is just like your opinion, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I think obviously I don't like that it's going to take jobs from graphic designers and artists, and I don't like that it's taking jobs from anybody. But I could see small businesses saying, unfortunately, I'm just being realistic. Small businesses are going to be like, wait, why would I hire a graphic designer for $300 when I could just do this myself? That's just the reality of it, and it stinks and it sucks. And but the positive to that, the yin to the yang, is that people really, and I see it with my own eyes. I'm watching it happen. The more art I make, the more people want it. And there's just a real nice rise in the community. I feel like it's kind of bled into hardcore. I feel like I would be devastated. If AI became a thing in the hardcore scene, because I got into hardcore when I was 12 years old, and it's just so much of it is dependent on authenticity and just people finding a place where they can be their real self. And if the foundation of that real place becomes soulless and heartless, it's going to destroy it. I would just be very sad. I'd be very sad. I think Justice from Trapped Under Ice, I saw a really nice quote where he said something about like when the AI music takes down the Titanic, the last band playing on the ship will be a hardcore band. And I think that's beautiful.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's true. And also, I think this has been my theory for a while, and I can't say that it's fully coming true, though in some ways partially. I just saw that Sora, the biggest, or one of the biggest video creation AI platforms from the same people who do ChatGPT, just got the plug pulled on it the other day.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, this isn't working.
Beat it.
And I'm like, wow. I mean, that's a big company, right? Yeah. Like, that's a big one. And so I've been thinking that I think what we're going to see is this bum rush into the technology because it's so buzzy and so interesting to so many people. And what we're going to eventually see it probably do is collapse back into itself, and it'll just become a tool that some people use for certain things. And if it replaces music, I think it's largely going to replace music that people don't really care about all that much. Like music, like elevator music, like hold music. And I don't want it to replace any music, but I think it probably will replace the things that people don't care about. I don't think anyone's going to, like, people didn't even care that much about the Tupac hologram, and nobody really cares about the Kiss hologram. Like, nobody's going to those shows. Nobody cares.
Check this out. Oh, hold on. I lost my train of thought. I had such a good one. Damn it. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, a lot of it is very driven by these corporations, and they have to plan it for the future, obviously. And so I'm not the first one to say that there's, I'm sure, a lot of technology that is just it's already been decided that AI will be a part of this technology in the future, and so we're basically just like prepping us for it. It's not a big coincidence. It's not natural. It's not fluid. It's prepping us for the fact that all these corporations have all these big deals with AI and whose is going to be the best and whose is going to be the fastest. And it is completely dependent on the fact that they need people to care about it. And if people don't care about it, it will fail dramatically. So I don't see. So anytime a corporation actually does admit failure, I think that's a massive victory, because that's showing that's giving the people the voice and showing them that no, this is, use it for medical reasons. There's so many good things out there that it could be used for. If you're going to be curing stuff, if it's anything medical, any kind of medical discoveries, yes. And I'm sure there's plenty more great things that it could be used for. But also, I remember my thought now. Musically, it depends on what your intentions are when you write music. If your intentions are to write music to fit in what's already out there, then you are going to have AI will be your competitor. But when you get in a room with original people, creative people, and your goal is to create something that hasn't been done before, you literally have nothing to worry about, because AI can only make from what's already out there. It cannot make anything new. And so if your goal, which mine has always been, and maybe that's why I'm not afraid of AI music, my goal has always been, let's get in there and do some new stuff. And that's why I'm not worried about losing my job. If I lose my music job to AI, it means that I'm writing stuff that is already out there. It's predictable. I've been a part of 10, 11 records now, and each one you got to keep it fresh. You can't just keep giving them the same thing. And so for 25 years now, since 1998, I've been going, okay, what did we do? Okay, well, how can we do it better? Okay, what did we just do? Okay, how can we do it better? Every 2 years and every time I die. What did we just make? Okay, how can we do it better? What did we just make? Okay, how can we do it better? So my mind frame has never been like, how can we fit in with what's going on right now? And I think that's what AI. That's all AI can do musically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it literally only pulls from what people have made, and it's. Could you maybe develop a prompt that is a whole bunch of stuff that has never been thought of before? I mean, yes and no, because you might think, I want to make a hardcore jazz fusion, classical country Irish band, and maybe AI could fumble something together that fits that description, but it's still only pulling off things that human creates.
Correct.
And humans do that too. Humans obviously pull from their inspirations, but it's a little more of a narrow band. And so if people really want to create new stuff, of course you're pulling from your experiences and your life, but it's not the same as a computer pulling from your favorite record.
Right, and it also helps you find a voice. You know what I mean? Like if you listen to Logic of Crocodiles, which was on our first full length, and then go listen to Conduit by Converge. I just wanted to sound like Converge. That's all I wanted to do. I was so inspired by Converge. Converge woke up this thing inside of me that I just never wanted to put away. And so I thought one way to do that would be to be in a band that just sounded like that. And but if I was doing that now, there'd be something wrong with me. You do that early so that you can find yourself. You can find your voice. You can find who you are. And you can get to a point where people hear something you made and they go, oh, I know who this is. You don't even have to tell me. There's absolutely no bigger compliment than when people say that they heard something and knew that I wrote it. Because you're not going to get that from AI. And I think I think there isn't a musician out there that wouldn't look at that as the ultimate goal.
Mm-hmm. No, I fully agree. 100%. Well, we are knocking on the door of an hour for the main episode. We'll get into some fun stuff on Patreon, of course. But we had a text thread.
How many episodes do you do?
I usually do an hour, and then we do like another half hour or so for Patreon for the special people.
We didn't even get to the good stuff. We could do let's do it. You want to do a 2-parter? I mean, I feel like we didn't even get started, to be completely honest.
If you want to keep going, I'm down to keep going. Yeah. We can make this a 2-parter. Yeah, so tell you what we'll do is we'll close out part 1 right now. We're just gonna keep recording, but we're gonna close out part 1 right now, and then we'll start part 2 right here. Alrighty, folks, there you have it. There is part 1 with Jordan Buckley. Part 2 will be on Patreon for now, and we'll decide how we're going to proceed with the rest of it after that. But if you would like to hear a rather cool story from Jordan, part 2 will be over there on Patreon. Now, part 2 will be coming out. But if you are a Patreon supporter, you help keep the lights on, you get ad-free episodes, and occasionally, in moments like this, you get to hear stuff before anybody else, and who doesn't like to do things like that? Plus, it's only $5. $5 a month. Yeah, and it really does help me out a lot if you can do that. And if you can't, no worries. Just share this with somebody that you think needs to hear it, and that would be amazing, and it really, truly does a lot for the show. Please share this with a friend. Share it with somebody you think needs to hear it. It would mean the world to me. Also, if you could take a second and review this show on whatever platform you happen to be absorbing it on, that would mean the world to me as well. It really, 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 truly does make a show more appealing to people. They pull up the reviews and they're like, oh yes, people actually do listen to this show. It's not just some random podcast from a random guy in a shed in his backyard. Oh, wait a minute. Should have really thought about my phrasing there. Anyway, if you could do that, that would help me out a lot as well. Thank you to Jordan. Thank you to you folks. And we'll be talking to you on the internet very soon. Bye-bye. One last thing before we totally sign off here. I just want to remind you that if you do any shopping at Stringjoy, that's Stringjoy guitar strings made in Nashville, that will help me out as well. As I've said for years, I'm heavily involved in that company, and I really do think they're making the best products on the market. So if you would like to try custom strings, go to tonemob.com/stringjoy and check them out today. I seriously love what the team down there is doing. I help them out with all kinds of things, and by you supporting them, you are also supporting me as well. And hey, you need some strings, so why not get some custom strings just for your guitar and playing style? Again, the link for that is tonemob.com/stringjoy, and that will take you right to their website, and you can do all your shopping through there, and that will help everyone involved out. So thank you very much. Talk to you next time. We are brought to you by the wonderful folks at Gun Street Wiring Shop. Yes, Gun Street Wiring Shop. I've talked about them before. I used to say based out of Bend, Oregon, but guess what? Sean moved to my neck of the woods. Sean's in Portland. Sean is awesome and has helped me with a bunch of stuff lately. And if you have wiring needs for your guitar, he can help you too. If you want to get weird with it, he can get weird. If you just need to spruce things up a little bit, there's your guy. He takes all the guesswork out of doing your guitar wiring, and he makes it simple, and his customer service is top-notch, and I can't say enough good things about Gun Street as a company. I really respect Sean and what he's all about, and the product is top-notch. I've got 3 different guitars that now have Gun Street harnesses in them, and I could not be happier. So go to gunstreetwiringshop.com and check them out.
I'm Bruce Martin, host of Pit Pass Indy. Each week, I go behind the scenes of the NTT IndyCar Series and introduce our listeners to the biggest stars of IndyCar, which features the Indianapolis 500 as its cornerstone event. The men and women that compete in IndyCar may be the bravest athletes in all of sport, as danger lurks around every corner. They are able to look danger in the eye without flinching. That is why the NTT IndyCar Series features the best racing on the planet. Join me every week as we talk to the stars of IndyCar, including the legends of the Indianapolis 500 on Pit Pass Indy from Evergreen Podcast.